Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Today, I am going to share with you how to make this card called Faux Wood Carving. So this is a technique that gives you that faux wood carving look. And a few months ago, I did this in a stamp camp, and one of my beautiful stamp campers reached out, Mary. Hey, Mary, this is for you. This is the video that she's requested that I go through the steps on how to create this card. Okay, so step number one, what we're going to do is you're going to score at every 1/2 of an inch. So it's really important that you start out with a 3.5 by 4 3/4 quarter white card base so that you can make your card look really nice at the end with those increments. So this is 3.5 by 3 3/4, and all the supplies and all the measurements and all these steps I'll have on my blog at blessedbycards.com. So first score at every 1/2 inch. That's the first step. And then you can see that there's a raised side and there's the debossed side. So that's important depending on what look you're going for. Okay, so step number two then is to take that embossed 1/2 inch and take your lighter color, whether it's crumb cake or gray granite or smoky slate, a lighter color, and you're going to want to drag down. Now what I do is I drag on one side and then I flip and drag on another, and this will depend on how juicy your stamps are or your pads are. So drag one side and then drag the other. It just gives you a little more even application of the ink. Okay, so the second thing that's going to be important is you need to decide whether you want the debossed side, which gives you a little bit of the white look, or if you want the embossed side that gives you more of the colored look for your faux wood. So whichever side you decide, just do the ink on that side for the lighter color. So step number two. Step number three, we're going to emboss. So you need to pick an embossing folder that you would like to use. And in this case, I chose the sunflower, and it's a nice big one. So again, it will depend on whether you're going for the white look or you're going for the darker look. And I chose to do it on the debossed side, so you're going to see more of that white shade. And so in your Stampin' Up! Folder, you're going to see where it says Stampin' Up! If you put your cardstock in there with your color showing, facing you, it's going to emboss it and it's going to give you that raised edge. So that's how you get, how you know the Stampin' Up! Emblem is going to give you that raised edge. So whenever you put it in your folder, that will be what you get. The other side is the debossed side. So if you want the debossed side to show, make sure that you can't see the color when you put it in. If you want the raised side to show, put it in like you normally would. Okay, so that's important. Step number three, we're going to take that same embossed folder and we're going to add a little bit more ink. Okay, so now we're going to add a darker layer of ink. And in this case, I chose the Early Espresso, but again, you can choose whatever dark ink you want, whatever you're going for. And I just, again, I drug it down on this side, and then I flipped it over and did it on this side. And as you can see, those little white pieces are peeking through. Okay, and if you did it on the other side, what you would have is a little bit of this peeking through. So you would have a little more of a image there. So that's the difference between the embossed side and the de-embossed side. Okay, so then that's next step. Step number five, you are going to add just a little bit of color. So again, take whatever color you want. And in this case, I took Lost Lagoon. And again, I just swiped it down on one side and swiped it down on another. And it really just depends on the look you're going for. And like I said, how juicy your pads are, because these are both done with Lost Lagoon. This one is done with the Cloud Cover ink, as is this one. And this one's a little bit different because I used the gray granite and the cloud cover. And these are different embossing folders, so it does give you a different look for depending on your embossing folder. And here is one other one that I use. And again, that's cloud cover and the gray granite. So it really kind of just depends on the look that you're going for, whether you want to see that image or if you want it to be more hidden. And this is our sample, and I do have my samples from Stamp Camp that I will post on my blog as well. So hopefully that explains how to do the wood carving technique. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me in an email. I'd be happy to respond as soon as I can, but that is all I have for our weekly Wednesday. So join me on Monday for another Make It Monday tutorial. And until then, be blessed.